I'd say a Tesla is my dream car. Maybe I can make it happen in 2022. There's a lot of analyst activity, a lot of analyst commentary about this stock. Dan Ives, who we know is a big Tesla bull, he called the figures jaw-dropping, and he said, it's a trophy case quarter for the company. Dan Ives has actually an outperform rating and a $1,400 per share price target. His bull case is $1,800, so quite a bit of upside there if his bull case comes to fruition.
In this video, an urgent warning about Tesla stock, which has been getting absolutely wrecked in the past 2 days, a surprising fact about Tesla's production, some clueless comments in the mainstream finance media, and more reactions to Tesla's stunning Q4 delivery blowout. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can get 2 free stocks with WeBull, a free stock with Stake, free Bitcoin with Coinbase, and free Bitcoin with BlockFi, and the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. First things first, this is Tesla stock getting absolutely crushed today, down over $60 per share, more than 5%. If you look over the last 5 days for a little bit of perspective, we can see after Tesla's stunning record Q4 delivery results, the stock gapping up instantly about 9%, getting up as much as 13.5% during the day, and almost immediately giving up all of those gains, down about 10% in the last 2 days. And if we look at the variation between Tesla's delivery results and where we're at today, Tesla stock up a massive 3%. That's it. Naturally, I took full advantage of this buying opportunity, picked up a few more shares today. Total portfolio now 6,396 shares of Tesla stock, nothing else. Average cost almost $200 per share now. So why is Tesla stock getting crushed after blowing away expectations with Q4 deliveries? Well, here's something interesting. It's got absolutely nothing to do with Tesla the business. Production estimates haven't plummeted, margin estimates haven't fallen off a cliff, Tesla didn't announce that there's major delays with the Berlin and Austin factories, Elon Musk didn't resign as CEO, Tesla's brilliant engineers didn't all simultaneously decide to leave and go work for the true leader of EVs, Mary B.S. Barra over at Government Motors. No, nothing at all has happened to Tesla the business. So what exactly has happened? Well, the stock market is now experiencing widespread panic, an emotion rather than a logical response to comments from the Fed. If you guys really want to understand the macroeconomic situation, do some homework. I'm not going to spend the time on that in this channel because it doesn't fucking matter. Nothing to do with Tesla the business has changed whatsoever, yet the stock is on a massive discount. It's practically given away all of the gains following their stunning, absolutely enormous Q4 blowout. And this is where I come to my urgent warning about Tesla stock. And just quickly before I get to the warning about Tesla stock, I know there's going to be a few Poindexes in the comments ready to tell me the Fed, it matters, interest rates, blah, blah. I know where you're going with this argument, the earnings multiple should come down, blah, 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 blah. But like I said, none of this has anything to do with Tesla the business, the technological lead, their execution. Over the long term, it doesn't fucking matter. But please feel free to tell me why it does, and I'll keep buying the dip. So, my warning about Tesla stock. It's way too cheap. I mean, way too fucking cheap. Of course, this isn't investment advice. This is just my opinion. Plus, what the hell would I know? I'm just some idiot on YouTube. So here's what I think, think is going to happen over the next 4 weeks. And I don't mean in 4 weeks, I mean over the next 4 weeks. First of all, we can plant a flag in late January because that is when Tesla's Q4 earnings results will be posted. And I suspect a lot will happen in the lead up to and the week following Tesla's earnings. Things that have a relatively higher probability of positively affecting the price of Tesla stock, and not by a little bit, but a lot. Number one, this is a bit meta, but I think it matters. Once the panic subsides a little bit in the stock market, people might realize, oh fuck, Tesla gave up all the gains after their blowout Q4. Maybe that was a little bit of an overreaction. Number two, the Wall Street stock analysts realized they don't know what the fuck they're doing and massively increased their 2022 delivery estimates for Tesla based on the fact that they're only incrementally above what Tesla's annualized rate of production was at the end of Q4, and they're opening 2 new factories, so the math doesn't work out. At this point in time, the day that Tesla dropped their Q4 results, the Wall Street consensus estimates for Tesla deliveries in 22 was less than 1.3 million. The annualized rate of Tesla production at the end of Q4 was 1.223 million, practically the same number. I know this may be expecting a little bit too much from the Wall Street analysts who thus far have been clueless about Tesla on average, but surely these 160 IQ geniuses will sit down and go, hang on a minute, Berlin plus Austin means that they're going to make more cars because those factories are going to make cars as well. I guess we better increase our delivery estimates, right? And when that happens, this is a positive catalyst for Tesla stock. Number 3, once again, the Wall Street analysts realize they don't know what they're doing. If delivery estimates increase, which they will, dramatically, so too will earnings estimates. If you sell more cars, you make more money, assuming that you're making a profit on the vehicles, and we know Tesla is making around 30% gross margins. At this point in time, the single most embarrassing thing about the Wall Street consensus estimates for Tesla in 22 is their earnings per share. $8.72. This is obscenely low. Even in a worst case scenario, in my opinion, this is easily $12, $13 worst case scenario, meaning a huge increase from where we're at today. And I mean huge. $13 versus $8.72 is about a 50% increase. I think more realistically, Tesla earnings per share is going to be closer to about the $18 mark, maybe a little bit more in a best case scenario. It could literally be double this number. As Wall Street analysts increase their earnings estimate, this is likely to have a profoundly positive impact on Tesla's stock price. Don't just take my word for it. So here's a snapshot from the Bloomberg terminal here. The red line, we're looking at consensus EPS, earnings per share estimates from Wall Street analysts versus, in white, the Tesla share price. There is a very strong correlation between the two. Generally speaking, as earnings estimates go higher, Tesla's stock price goes higher. We see a very interesting example of this here. Mid-2021, earnings estimates go through the roof, Tesla stock slowly reacts and then rockets up and catches up to the earnings estimates consensus. Now, you'll notice recently the Tesla stock price overshot estimates. However, estimates are embarrassingly low, and now Tesla stock has collapsed, losing all of the gains following their blowout Q4, yet earnings estimates have increased substantially, and they've still got a very long way to go in the next 3 to 4 weeks, as I mentioned. If we're playing along at home here, what do we believe will happen if the consensus earnings estimates for Tesla continue to increase quite substantially in the next few weeks, yet Tesla stock is down? In my opinion, that gap is likely to close, and also the Wall Street analysts for earnings are still going to be way under the mark, and these estimates will keep increasing in the following weeks, months, and quarters. By the way, I can't let this one slide. I just wanted to point out that Wall Street consensus estimates for Tesla earnings in 2025, middle of the decade, are less than I think Tesla's going to do in 2022. And I just want to put this on the record because, well, I'm going to be right, and they're going to be embarrassed. Actually, who am I kidding? These folks have no shame. They've been wrong about Tesla every step of the way and don't seem to be too embarrassed about it. Continue to underestimate the company. Haven't learned, have they? Admittedly, many of the Wall Street stock analysts are a little bit slow off the blocks, so some of them are likely to wait until after Tesla posts their Q4 earnings results because they need to see the proof before they massively increase their 2022 earnings estimates for Tesla. Others, however, are likely to increase their estimates in the lead up because they're like, hang on a minute, that's a lot of cars. Wait, if we extrapolate, they're going to make a shitload more money than we thought. Better increase our earnings estimates. So my prediction here, the analysts who are a little bit quicker off the blocks in the lead up to Tesla's earnings will massively increase their EPS estimates for Tesla for 22, and those who are a little bit slower will have to wait till after earnings. This is why I say over the next 4 weeks, there's a lot of positive catalysts for Tesla stock, both in the lead up to Tesla earnings and in the week after Tesla earnings for the slowpokes. And finally, reason number, I've lost count. What are we up to? 420, 69, something like that. Anyway, the other very strong catalyst for Tesla stock in the lead up to and the following week or so after Tesla earnings is the price target upgrades. If deliveries are up and earnings are up, the price targets are surely to go up as well. At this point in time, the street high is $1,580 per share from Pierre Ferragu and New Street Research. But embarrassingly, the average price target on Tesla stock for the next 12 months is at a stunning $908 per share. If this doesn't tell you everything you need to know about the Wall Street analysts in terms of the consensus opinion, I don't know what will. The point is, Tesla stock price targets are going to be going up left, right, and center. This too can have a very positive impact on Tesla's stock price. I just want to focus on some of the other price targets from folks with buy ratings, outperform ratings, etc. Imagine you're an analyst, you've got an $888 price target for Tesla stock over the next 12 months, and then they blow away your expectations with Q4 deliveries. What do you think happens to the price target? Up. What about 900? Same thing. 980? Same thing. 1005, same thing. This is what we're going to see. After these analysts have a little bit of time for Tesla's stunning Q4 delivery result to sink in, or if they're really slow and or just don't have any balls, they'll have to wait till after Tesla's Q4 earnings results in late January. Then they'll realize that they were way off the mark with their earnings estimates and surely have to increase their price targets too. So please, heed this urgent warning about Tesla stock. If you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for Tesla stock to dip, you're panicking because Tesla stock's down over the last couple of days, consider the fact that it is painfully obvious, at least to this guy who doesn't know anything about anything, so please keep that in mind, that practically every analyst on Wall Street, sometime in the next 4 weeks, will be increasing their delivery estimates for Tesla in 22, their earnings estimates for Tesla in 2022, and their price targets for Tesla in 2022. And if history is anything to go by, There does seem to be a fairly strong correlation between consensus estimates from the Wall Street analysts and Tesla's stock price. Therefore, there's a relatively high probability that there's going to be an extremely large amount of upward pressure on Tesla stock from every direction in the next 4 weeks. Something to think about. And now just quickly onto a few clueless comments in the mainstream media about Tesla, EVs and charging, and some more reactions to Tesla's stunning Q4 results. Plus a very telling insight from one of the folks in the mainstream media. Let's get into it.
Caroline, we were talking before the break about some of these EV names. Tesla making some headlines today, some really strong deliveries news, but we're seeing again a strong move to the upside, and investors continue to voice their opinions on the stock. It continues to benefit from these strong headline news and Elon Musk in general. One of the things I keep thinking about is I'm not necessarily in the market to buy a car anytime necessarily soon, but if I were, I probably at this point would not be looking at an electric vehicle just because of, again, I live in the city, some of the charging constraints, but I imagine once that changes soon, I mean, we're going to see a tipping point in the near future, I would think.
I'm a little bit confused about the comments about the so-called charging constraints owning an electric vehicle in the city. Maybe you guys and girls can let me know in the comments below. What do you think he was getting at there? Certainly can't be that there's nowhere to charge. There's plenty of supercharging stations available, so that argument's out. Maybe it's to do with the fact that it's very difficult to charge at home because you would need an electrical outlet, and there's not many homes in cities that have electricity, is there? I'm just kidding around. I think what he was really getting at here is there's nowhere to charge your EV at home, in your apartment complex, which may have been a relevant point 6, 7 or 8 years ago. But I think at this point in time, if you can afford a Tesla, you probably live in an apartment complex where there's electricity and there's outlets for charging your EVs in the car park. The other argument, I suppose, is, well, I live in apartments that don't have parking, so I have to park on the street and I can't charge out on the street. I get that. But if you're in such a densely populated area with such high real estate prices that you can't afford to spend the few $100,000s to have a car space for your electric vehicle, you're probably going to be using public transport a lot more often than your own personal vehicle. And in that case, is it really that much of a pain in the ass when you do take a long trip out of the city in your electric vehicle to stop by a supercharger? Not really. Now, I totally understand a lot of people have this perception it's hard to charge, I can't find anywhere to charge, blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, when you look into it, at this point in time, this is really a non-issue. There's a few exceptions to the rule, but generally speaking, it's not that big of a deal.
Ben, I'd say a Tesla is my dream car, although not the price tag. But maybe I can make it happen in 2022.
Now, this is a really telling comment. She just said that a Tesla is her dream car. How often do you hear people talking about a product in those terms? And even more telling was her follow-up saying maybe not the price tag. Enter the $25,000 Tesla. This vehicle, probably going to be unveiled later this year, is going to change the game completely and absolutely destroy the internal combustion engine vehicle industry. Completely eviscerate it. This is the mass market, affordable electric vehicle that shits all over everything with a comparable price point for features, performance, functionality, safety, and so on. The next generation Tesla is the vehicle Tesla is going to be selling to the folks who can't afford a Tesla today. And there's a lot of them.
But same, city living, my method of transportation usually is the subway. But if you had FOMO that maybe you don't own a Tesla, but that you missed out on Tesla's ride higher in 2021, well, not so fast. It's charging ahead again today, up 11%.
Well, a lot can happen in 2 days. Obviously, this video went live the first trading day after Tesla announced their blowout Q4 results. Stock ultimately closing up 13.5% for the day, $143 per share, its biggest ever gain in dollar amount. 2 days later, it's practically given up all of those gains.
On those delivery results, just to kind of take a look at the numbers here, it delivered 308,600 vehicles in Q4. That's a record high and well surpassed expectations. Even the bullish whisper number was 275,000, so blew right past that. For the full year, Tesla delivered over 936,000 units in 2021, so almost double 2020's totals. I believe it was a gain of 87%. In terms of output, it produced about 306,000 new vehicles in Q4, so 68,000 more than the previous 3 months, and notching a new record for volume in the final quarter as well. And of course, this comes despite what we've been talking about for what seems like forever: supply chain issues, chip shortages, a really tough environment. And it managed to really impress with these delivery numbers.
Speaking of Tesla's stunning production rate, here's something you may not be aware of. I tweeted this out earlier today. If you're not following me on Twitter, @StephenMarkRyan. So we know Tesla produced 305,840 vehicles in Q4 2021. This is an annualized rate of 1.223 million vehicles per year. Now here's the stunner. Tesla only needs to double this annual rate of production around 4 times to hit 20 million vehicles per year. And here's the math. 1.223 million, almost 2.5 million, double it again, you're almost at 5 million, double it again, almost 10, double it again, you're at almost 20 million vehicles. And this mark here, approximately 10 million vehicles per year, is about as many vehicles as the world's largest ever automakers have produced in a single year. So Tesla production capacity only needs to double about 3 times from where we are today, and Tesla will be the world's largest automaker, but here's the spoiler. At that point in time, there isn't going to be any company producing even close to 10 million units per year because their sales will have collapsed because no one's buying ICE vehicles. By the time Tesla gets to about 10, second place might be doing 5 on the way to 2 if they're lucky. As I said, this is really something to ponder.
And of course, there's a lot of analyst activity, a lot of analyst commentary about this stock. Wedbush analyst, who we know, Dan Ives, who we know is a big Tesla bull, he called the figures jaw-dropping, and he said it's a trophy case quarter for the company. As you can see here, in turn, Tesla rising 11.4%, almost inching closer to $1,200 a share. That's Dan Ives has actually an outperform rating and a $1,400 per share price target. His bull case is $1,800, so quite a bit of upside there if his bull case comes to fruition.
What do you guys and girls think? $1,800 per share for Tesla stock in 2022? Is it possible? Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already seen my Tesla price targets available exclusively on Patreon, hit the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment to join up and gain access. I definitely think $1,800 per share is on the cards. This is a little bit above my base case. My bull case is way over $1,800.
Meanwhile, Deutsche Bank has a buy rating and a price target of $1,200 a share. So as I said, inching closer there. RBC analysts raised the firm's price target on Tesla today to $1,005 from $950. So actually a price target increase, but lower than where it's trading right now, and it's a sector perform rating. But there's always the other side, right? There's always two sides. Bernstein has an underperform rating and a price target of $300 a share. So if you look at this chart here, you'll see $300 a share is a long way to go on the downside. Same with JP Morgan. Its analyst Ryan Brinkman raised its price target to $295 from $250, and he has an underweight rating on the stock. Ben, you know, haters are going to hate.
To be fair, I don't think Sakinaki and Brinkman are haters. They're just dumbasses who don't understand Tesla or growth and instead are backwards looking rather than forwards looking. They just don't get it. I don't know how else to say it. They're too dumb to be covering Tesla, yet they are.
But Tesla added 50% to its share price last year, up again 11% today.
Well, investing not only in the space in this one, but I'm not saying not necessarily nothing's going to stop the stock, nothing's going to stop this advance I'm talking about into this space in general as we move from your traditional combustion engines into the more cleaner and more advanced EV space. But I think what we're seeing here is, again, people really kind of voting on and investing in Elon Musk and his approach and innovations that he's made, and he's certainly earned that as well. Now, when I think about Tesla, I mentioned in terms of how this wouldn't necessarily be my first choice in terms of my next purchase, maybe my second or certainly third, and I'd have to agree with you. They are beautiful cars, and I love the models. You know, I think what's neat for me is kind of how they don't have the grille, so you don't have that radiator ultimately. It's just a whole new look in the front, but I'm seeing more and more on the roads every single day, and I was talking earlier about how I drive by a dealership on a regular basis, a Tesla dealership, to take my dog to this dog park, and this weekend I swear there were like 1 or 2 or 3 only on the lot. I mean, you don't normally see a lot there parked on the lot, 10 maybe 20, but in this instance they had really gotten cleared out for the new year.
Well, hey, they delivered what, 936,000 units in 2021, so they're all gone. But I full disclosure, I drive my grandpa's old 2011 Chevy Equinox with about 50,000 miles on it, so I'm a far way away from a Tesla. But I think that in terms of the delivery numbers, I think they're not just a big milestone for Tesla, as we saw also NIO had some great delivery figures as well, but really for the electric vehicle space. Yeah. While you might not be quick to buy one, it might be your second or third car down the road. If you're like me, that might not be for 20 years. But I think that it's a big milestone for the space because demand is there, and it's clearly It's clearly growing. So I think that this is going to be the year that we'll continue to talk about competition for Tesla.
There's no question in 2022, the finance media will continue to talk about Tesla's so-called competition, but no human being anywhere on planet Earth will actually be able to see any of Tesla's competition because it doesn't exist. So yep, there'll be lots of talk and there will be zero walk.
You know, Tesla, we've been saying it for years, but keep in mind, Tesla is due to release the Cybertruck, which is much anticipated after Rivian's truck and after Ford releases its F-150 Lightning, I believe it's called. So competition is still very much going to be a topic of conversation, and maybe Tesla will finally have to face it, although we have to see how some of these automakers actually can scale their electric vehicles.
I've got to give some credit here. Typically in the mainstream finance media, as soon as somebody discusses electric vehicles, they'll bring up Tesla's competition as if it exists. Instead, she was very clear to make the distinction that they'll continue to discuss the idea of Tesla's competition, who have yet to prove themselves, who have yet to scale up to reasonable volumes without going bankrupt. So commendations here, this is nice to see.
So we see Tesla doing a really impressive job at it, but we have to see if others will follow suit given labor shortages, supply chain issues, chip shortages. There's a lot of headwinds that they're facing.
Yeah, certainly a conversation we'll be having multiple times this year. Battery technology as well, and continued demand will be the focal point here. And Caroline, a great breakdown in terms of what's been giving this space and this stock in general, specifically powering it up recently and into the new year. A very strong year for 2021 for Tesla, and it setting up to be a strong start to 2022.
So I hope you guys and girls have enjoyed this video. I really just wanted to get this warning out about Tesla stock. I read all the comments, I get a lot of DMs, a lot of common themes here, people panicking, the stock market's dying, oh my god, what do I do? Is the world ending? Blah, 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 blah. And I just wanted to explain exactly what's going to happen over the next 4 weeks with the Wall Street Analysts. Delivery estimates go up, earnings estimates go up, price targets go up, and all things being equal, Tesla stock probably also goes which direction? If you've been paying attention, let me know in the comments below. And just finally, a quick reminder, I've updated all of my Tesla stock price targets available exclusively on Patreon. Check the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment. Now we have the full year 2021 deliveries for Tesla. I've integrated that into my model, which has automatically updated my price targets. And I've also massively expanded the downloadable version of my Tesla valuation model, which now features a detailed breakdown of all of my 2022 delivery estimates from Tesla in the bear case, the base case, and the bull case from each factory, including quarterly estimates. So if you're really into the details and want to get down in the weeds and see what's powering my price targets, you can sign up to Patreon at the baller support level and above, the card in the corner, or the link in the pinned comment. Gain access and download a copy of the valuation model if you're a lazy motherfucker. Otherwise, I would highly recommend you just build your own. See you guys in the next video. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. It's just solving the money problem, and I love you all. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can get 2 free stocks with WeBull, a free stock with Stake, free Bitcoin with Coinbase, and free Bitcoin with BlockFi, and the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. I read every single comment on this channel and I really appreciate your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on today's video, questions, comments, or suggestions for a new video, let me know in the comments below. Check the cards on screen now to browse the merch store, join Patreon, or watch the next video.